Welcome, what up, everybody? It's time for another Lorcana grind. That's right, we're back at it. Game is fantastic. We're going to keep it up. We're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to go away from the mainstream. One thing that I've noticed, there's not a lot of being played right now, and I can't figure out why. So we'll probably figure it out today. Red, silver, or what do they call it? Ruby steel. So I think ruby and steel have great removal tools. They've got great control aspect. You can get a little bit aggro with them, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with like a mid-rangey control deck and just see what happens, right? We'll see which ways we want to go with it. You're seeing a lot of yellow, silver, or amber steel, and you're seeing a lot of ruby amethyst, or red purple. Ruby amethyst is the best deck in the game, hands down. It's just insanely consistent, and that's why you see a lot of people playing it. It's got a lot of results. Most top 8s are at least 50% ruby amethyst, and then the rest are like amber amethyst. There's amethyst steel, which is purple and silver. There's a lot of amber ruby. Green or emerald steel is picking up some steam. It's one of my favorite decks to play. It's got a discardy control aspect to it. We've tried out combo decks. I think they're missing a few key pieces to be really good, but we've got a third set coming out in March that might make some changes, make some differences with the combo aspect. You know, with games like this, the more the sets come out, the more the sets release, the more card interactions you get, and the more chance of comboing things together. I think the game is great at its core, and I think as it continues to grow, it's going to become funner and funner along the way. You're going to see a lot of things. I really hope that they give the other colors a little bit more power to keep up with the ruby amethyst decks, and until they do that, you're going to see a lot of ruby amethyst taking over the field. I do think there's a way to beat ruby amethyst, and I think that blue, actually, with the amount of card draw you can get out of that, I think blue is a great way to combat the consistency of ruby amethyst. But we won't get too far into that. I want to go into the video again. This video is going to, in this stream, if you're watching live, it really, we're gonna just focus on a lot of deck construction and figure out if ruby steel can be a competitor. So without further ado, let's get her rolling. We're also watching the playoffs today. Go Lions. Well, I don't have a skin in this in either of these games, but we're rooting for the Lions because underdog stories are great. I know the Bucks are underdogs going in too. Baker Mayfield showing everybody that he's got what it takes. It's really cool to see two quarterbacks that everybody's kind of discarded in a second round playoff game. So choosing the Lions today. Got the Lions jersey, that's why. And I really like Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Laporta, like what they're doing. So, no offense, Baker fans, Tampa Bay Buck fans. You've got yours. Let's let the Lions get one. Second game, go Bills, primarily because obviously a Broncos fan, and the Chiefs, as fun as old Mahomes can be to watch, I can't root for the Chiefs. Can't root for them. All right, let's get into this. Actually, let me change the channel really quick to the game because the game is officially starting. And I'm not interested in a college basketball game today. Today, anyway. Any other day, yeah. But we got playoff football. You see, I got red up here first. We're gonna start with the red base, and we're gonna get our control-ish cards in here and see where we can go from there. We also want to make sure that we can keep up with the tempo, so we've got to make sure that we. Well, I'll get into that in a minute. Let me get the game on. One second. I hate being quiet on streams, but again, just putting the game on. And then we're going to get into that construction. Again, Ruby Steel if you're just turning in. Ruby Steel. We're going to see if it can compete. Alright. Let's get our base. So, in Ruby cards, we definitely are going to go for Maleficent. Might cut to 3. Maleficent is a card that's it's just good, right? It costs 9. You're going to ink it a lot early games. But if you go later in the game, I don't think there's a better card than Maleficent. Maui, we'll start with 4 of these. We're probably going to cut to 2 or 3. I like Mickey. I think Mickey is a finisher that not a lot of people are playing right now. I think 1 or 2 Mickeys are good. In this deck, we might need him because we're not playing Amethyst, so we don't have a lot of the finishers that Amethyst offers. He might get cut. Again, this is just the base, and then we'll make cuts down the road. So, Pongo is a great inkable card, but also playable. You want a good amount of evasive in here. Pongo and Queen are typically who you use. I've been seeing some more Aladdin's being used. His ability is not bad. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore, and each opponent loses 2 lore. So this is huge. The ability to make your opponent lose lore is very, very big. So if you're using Aladdin, you're going to want early Aladdins too. You're going to use them as your either early inks or just 3 drops. Let's see. I also like Donald Duck. I think Donald Duck is underplayed right now. Be Prepared, something we're going to want 4 of. And you want to watch that because Be Prepared is not an inkable card. So you don't want to overwhelm your deck with uninkable cards. Otherwise, you won't be able to play. And you'll be putting your cards that you want to win the game in ink only, and then you'll have cards stuck in your hand that you can't go. And you want to make sure you can ink something every single turn. Because if you miss ink on a turn, you're going to fall way behind. It's similar to Magic the Gathering in the aspect of, okay, equal cards are basically your lands, unequal cards are your non-lands. However, this is a game where you can't miss land drops and survive unless you're an aggro deck. So, I typically only want between 12 and 16 unequal cards in an entire 6-card deck. Dragonfire is a good removal spell, but it's unequal, so a lot of times it doesn't make the deck. Sometimes it does. This particular with Amber Steel, instead of Amber, again, because we're not playing Amethyst, so we're not going to have as much removal as we would normally. However, still does give us some things. We might end up putting some Dragonfires in the deck. Don't know. I want to see what that looks like. You're always going to want, in these decks, you're going to want 1-drops that are equal. Typically in Amber Amethyst, you're going to see like Minnie Mouse. You're going to see the lizard from Amethyst is 1-drops. We're going to wait for the 1-drops in Steel. Steel has some 1-drops like Lion King or like Simba that on 1, not only is it 1-drop, it's equal, he also allows you to draw a card and discard a card, which can be huge. Goofy is another one that a lot of these decks play, mostly because it's inkable, but it also has evasive. He's a 3/4 evasive guy. So we're gonna start with 2 of them and see where they go. Again, probably this is when it comes to cuttable cards, he's gonna be top of the list, towards the top of the list in Mpongo. But we're gonna see as we go. Donald Duck, similar to Goofy, Goofy is a 3/4. So Goofy can kill other evasive things and then get us 2 lore. So Donald Duck, for the same mana, he's only 1/5, but he gets 1 lore extra for each damage he's taken. So if we're looking for aggressive, you want to play Donald Duck. If you're looking for something that can kill other evasive things and more controllers, you're going with Goofy. That's primarily the difference between these two. Donald Duck, you're gonna quest and hope they attack into him, so he gets more lore. They're gonna have to invest quite a bit to kill him if they're attacking into his 5 as. So he's gonna get you 1 attack for 1 lore, and then the following attacks he should have more lore. So again, more aggressive, more controllers. Lady Tremaine, uninkable, like huge, one of the best removal creatures in the game. Easily top 5. I do not play the early version of her because the early version of her is uninkable. However, she is really good because she makes them lose lore. Minnie Mouse, another one that you're seeing in a lot of decks. 3 casting cost, 1/3 evasive, not bad, inkable. We will take her as an option, but we're probably going to cut her for steel cards because there's better steel 3-drops. Queen of Hearts, another one that you see in a lot of these decks. She fits the curve at 2. She's inkable. She has rush, so she's more of a control card. You're going to use her to kill off early drops and help you versus aggro matchups. But again, steel I think has better early drops. We'll see though. She might make the cut. Rhea is someone I'm not seeing a lot of people play. She's got a 3-drop version and a 6-drop version. 6-drop comes on 4. Typically the shifts always come the turn after you play the earlier version of her. She's got a 4-drop version too. It's 5/3. Not bad. 1 lore. Baker Mayfield already threw an interception. Sweet. Nice start. Ray's ability. Whenever this character challenges a damage character, she takes no damage from the challenge. That's interesting. It's actually not bad. She is not in a lot of versions of the decks. However, in a deck where we're going to have Tinkerbell, 6-drop Tinkerbell, she does 1 damage to everything when she comes into play. So Rhea attacking after playing a Tinkerbell, actually not a bad option. Let's look at potentially playing Rhea. Let's put her in there just to see what she does. Let's see if her earlier during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready this character. She can't quest for the rest of this turn. So she could theoretically come down on 3, attack, kill something, right? Ready. Then you can play Rhea. Rhea can then attack and kill something else who's taken damage and live. And you get 2 for 1. Interesting. She can kill something bigger. Interesting. I don't think she's going to make the cut though. Scar, uninkable. I really like roughly 2 Scars in a deck. A cuttable card, but he's another one that comes down. He has rush. He can quest for 2, but he can also clear 2 creatures. So this is another card you're going to get a lot of 2-for-1s off of. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready this character. He can't quest for the rest of the turn, which is fine. He's just, because of rush, you're attacking, killing something, attacking, killing something else because he's got 6 power and 5 ass. Sometimes he'll live and you'll potentially get 3-for-1s out of him. Shere Khan is one that I've tried. Whenever one of your characters challenges another character, gain 1 lore. So I want to build a deck around Shere Khan that is a lot of rush, even a good amount of reckless, and just play Shere Khan, leave him untapped or ready. Excuse me, ready is the term for untapped in this game. But I want to leave him ready at all times and then just focus on attacking to kill their characters, and we'll gain lore that way. We'll just keep the board state down, and when there's nothing to attack with, quest. But yeah, I think, I do believe that, especially with the 3rd set, Shere Khan is going to be something to look at. This deck, however, is not a Shere Khan deck. Teething Ambitions is another card that you're seeing a lot of play on. Very solid card. Again, not a bad pair with Rhea. So up there. Oh, we didn't add Aladdin to our deck. Oh, did we decide not to go with Aladdin in this deck, or was Aladdin an option? Aladdin was whenever you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. And during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore in each of our loses 2 lore. So that Aladdin plays well with Shere Khan. Let's go back another time, side note, and make an Aladdin Shere Khan deck. I do like that potential, that interaction. So your tech with Aladdin, with Shere Khan in play, Aladdin is going to allow you to basically gain 3 lore every time he attacks, and your opponent's going to lose 2 lore. So if you pair that with Amber, that has a lot of healing abilities, you could keep your Aladdin around for a while. Huh. That's a solid option. Ruby, Amber, Shere Khan. Shere Khan, Aladdin. Let's look at it later. For now, let's finish this. Bloodborne. Ruby has a lot of interactions that allow your opponents to lose lore. I kind of like that. Just side notes. You learn things along the way when you're building decks. And you don't want to get off on a sidetrack and then try to include too many concepts into one deck, because then you're going to end up with a muddled deck that's never really going to perform up to its par. Right now, we're focused Steel, Amber, mid-range. Or, sorry, Steel, Ruby, mid-range. You can't let this crowd get into the game and then little mini-me interruption there. She wanted to show me her purple hair strands. We took Amethyst out of the deck and we put it in her hair. How about that? Oh. I'll be here all day, folks. I'll be here all day.
But the ability of Gibbs to stretch this Tampa defense from boundary to boundary is a very
we might play Teeth and Ambitions. We might find better in Steel. So again, just putting our options in here. Goff almost threw an interception. I guess I should have, on my sports bet, I should have taken over 1 interception for both Mayfield and Goff. You can fly. Chosen character gains visibility until the start of your next turn. Chosen character gets +1 power this turn for each 1 damage on them. Your characters with evasive get +1 power. Draw cards equal to the damage on chosen character endures, then banish them. Alright, so I think that's where we're at for what our options are in Ruby for this deck.
These 2 tremendous linebackers that they have. When you talk to Todd Bowles, he said between the tackles, he is our best. He's the downhill thumper, and the thumper paid off there. But cleared that one out of the end zone.
Let's put some 3-drop Rays. Rays are probably going to get cut. Rays are probably not going to be in this deck. Again, it feels more like the Shere Khan deck for Rhea. Yeah, let's not. Let's save. Oh shit! I didn't mean to take out a Pongo. Put my Pongo back in here.
The real challenge starts after the finish line.
Your turn, whenever this character manages to clear a challenge, your other characters get +1. Again, see, there's a lot of challenge interactions with Ruby. That's what I want. I want to take a serious look down the road at a Shere Khan deck. But for now, I think this is where we're at. While this character is exerted, opposing characters with evasive.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart?
Reckless.
Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category.
That's interesting. So if your hook is, if you're playing against a the Emerald evasive decks, hook is really solid. So if this, I feel like this game has a lot of good sideboard cards. So if they have a competitive format and they have some sort of sideboard, cards like Hook are great after sideboard if you know you're playing against an invasive style deck. He's just not good enough for a main deck, right? Because if you're not playing against evasive decks specifically, there's literally no reason to run Hook in your deck at 7 mana unequal.
Whoa. My God, go documentary.
2-drop Donba. Curious, does that Donald have?
A new documentary.
No, that Donald does not have shit.
About the Geico Gecko. He could cover anything.
Renters, jewelry,
6-drop Stitch, attacks for 3 lore. That's all he's got a 6 ass, attacks for 3 lore, quest for 3 lore. I gotta get my terms down. Yeah, Magic Brain.
Geico. It's so easy.
This Scar shifts 6. When you play this character ready, your characters will cost 3 or less. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Again, Shere Khan. That is a good Shere Khan interaction. But I feel like the Shere Khan deck is not gonna be good against Ruby Amethyst control decks because they don't play a lot of early creatures. So, meh. Alright. Whenever you play this character named Anna, ready this character can't quest for 3 or 4 turn. Okay. So those are our Ruby cards, our options for this deck. Now